Greetings once again, spacefaring adventurers. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with Eden Zero, where previously we saw the explosive rebirth, it's hard to say, of Mother. As it turns out, when Ziggy traveled from 20,000 years in the future to the time period that Shiki would grow up in, the reason why he arrived just in time to see the birth of Mother was because at some point Mother was consumed by a chronophage, reverting to just before the Earth turned into Mother. And since Ziggy was holding on to Shiki at the time, who would have normally just died in the conversion process, although why nothing happened to Ziggy while he was just holding Shiki, I'm kind of unaware of, but it creates a weird time loop paradox kind of situation, which was already there, but now it's even weirder, because Ziggy essentially saved himself. And the reasoning why Mother decided that Shiki would be the one to decide Mother's ultimate fate was because Shiki is the last human on Earth. Although that still doesn't explain why in other cosmoses humans exist. What are the other cosmoses? Are they constructs created by Mother? Or is there more to it than that? Regardless, we saw why Ziggy created the Shining Stars as caretakers for Shiki, leaving the creation of the Dark Stars up to the Eden's One AI program. But he kept running into a problem. In order to create a more caring nature for the Shining Stars, he needed to give them memory. Although that still doesn't quite explain a lot of their personalities and where those come from. Although Shiki's biggest takeaway is that the same character he had seen as a mother for quite some time, which was modeled after his own mother. Major revelations have fallen into Shiki's lap. How will he process them and deal with them going forward? Join me as I find out, won't you? I have to assume this is for the Year of the Dragon. Like little baby Pino dressed like a dragon. It's so adorable. I feel like this is also a reference to something that's going way over my head. Oh well. It's chapter 276, Shiki's Choice. I feel like I know what his choice is going to be, but I'm interested to see what the reasoning behind it is. Right, we pick up 15 years ago aboard the Eden Zero, which tells Ziggy we've almost reached Granbell. And Ziggy says yes, which then says, oh, how I've missed it. I hope Master Michael and the others are doing well. Yeah, I really don't remember which saying that they came from Granbell or knew anything about it. That really just kind of took me off guard. Even watching the anime now, I'm like, I don't remember them mentioning that they knew anything of Granbell. I think I remember them saying they were created on Granbell, but now you have Witch speaking as though she's met Michael. That's so odd. And Ziggy says nothing. Ziggy then thinks to himself, you've never been to Granbell, and you couldn't know Michael. I made up those memories. You were only born 2 weeks ago. I built these androids so they could look after Shiki, but now that I've given them fake memories, this has become oddly difficult. Right? It's just like you living a massive lie here, dude. He looks at Witch, and then he remembers Shiki's mother's dead body. This series and dead moms, I swear to God. Ziggy continues to think to himself, I wonder if this is what they call pity, or is it guilt? Am I trampling all over the feelings of the original humans? What were those women feeling when they died in that lab? Hermit then comes up to Ziggy saying, hey Ziggy, why do you make us look like humans? This takes Ziggy off guard, right? That's what I'm saying. I was just like, you guys, you look nothing like a lot of the automatons on Granbell. Like, that should clue you into something. Sister then says, now that you mention it, Michael and the Castellian and everybody totally look like bots. Thank you for acknowledging that. Valkyrie then says, not that it hurts us in any way, but people might mistake us for actual humans. Hermit then says, maybe there are humans you modeled us after. I swear to God. I don't envy Ziggy's position. It's just like, okay, this is weird. Ziggy thinks to himself, I can't take it anymore. That's so weird. Cut to a few days later. Are we cutting to when did they meet Elsie? Or will that not come into play because of the timeline for Universe Zero? Oh God, I swear to time travel. We have Ziggy addressing the four shining stars saying, I would like to thank you for all of your service. From now on, you are free to choose your own path. As of today, I release you from your role as the Demon King's 4 shining stars. Live your lives freely. Oh, is this to make up for the guilt he felt? He made these androids to take care of Shiki, and it's just like, okay, this kind of got out of hand. I didn't think I was actually going to make people. Y'all go do. Like, that's so... Oh, man, that's so wild. Hermit questions, freely? Sister says, sure, sounds nice, but when it comes out of the blue like that, and Witch just chuckles to herself, Hermit looks up to Ziggy questioning, can we go back to Granbell with you, Ziggy? Ziggy says, of course. You're free to raise Shiki with me, but that isn't what you really want, is it? Hermit says, I want to do something to help the human race. I want to find human friends. She smiles. See, it's that fact that they have these personalities that kind of fall in line with their human counterparts. Like, that's too weird. I mean, it's not complete, though. That's the thing, too. But Hermit wanted to improve people's lives just like her human counterpart. Valkyrie, that one doesn't quite add up. But Sister's want for medicine, that feels like what her human counterpart wanted, but could never really do. A sick person now being a healer, and then Witch stayed with Shiki for the most part, or at least stayed in a place where she'd be able to one day help Shiki out. I don't know. It's not too close, but it's close enough in a weird way. As the 4 go to leave, Ziggy thinks to himself, it's better this way. You deserve to be free from me. It was only a few weeks, but I thank you with all my heart. The least I can do to make it up to you is to let you live your own life. That's so wild, though. Now I think about it, Ziggy was falling apart when, he went into a dormant state. Are we about to see how that came about? Ziggy accesses a control panel on his throne and gets into a mental communication asking, Eden's 1, how are things progressing? Oh, and we're seeing the construction of the Eden's 1. Wow. Eden's 1 communicates with Ziggy saying, construction on the starship Eden's 1 is underway, and production of the 4 Shining Stars male unit is moving along as well. Ziggy says, cancel it. Eden's 1 pauses, as Ziggy explains, we don't need a spare 0, and I don't want to make any more androids with fake memory. Thank you for your hard work, 1. You may rest now. 1 takes a moment and then says, shutting down system. And we know that was a lie. Cut to the present time, with Ziggy confronting Void out in the depths of space, a whiles away from Mother. God, it's so weird looking at that Shiki face. I always wanted Shiki with long hair, but not like this. This is weird. Ziggy tells Void, I should have stopped you myself. And Void tells his, father. So weird. By then, the 1 had already gained the ability to think, and after an untold number of calculations, it arrived at a single conclusion. If it was going to wipe out the human race, it merely had to destroy Mother. Seriously, why did the 1 come to that conclusion? Ziggy tells Void, Shiki will save Mother. You cannot destroy her. While Void simply smiles, questioning, do you really think Shiki can save Mother? Yep. Back with said Mother. Still weird to have her eyes open. Shiki, Rebecca, Pino, and Happy gaze up at the massive, literally heavenly body as she tells Shiki, it is time to choose. Will you save me? Or will you save your friend? Happy gets worried, saying, oh no, while Pino calls out to her master, looking up at him. Shiki has a resolute look on his face as Rebecca says, wait, you said he made a promise, but he never did. You made that decision for him. She was just a baby. That promise doesn't count. But Shiki stops her, saying, it's okay, Rebecca. As Rebecca calls back to Shiki, Shiki looks back up to Mother, questioning, Mother, are you sure you want to let me choose? And Mother simply says, yes, you may choose to save me and return me to my planetary form. In that case, your future will be assured. But those whose lives were once lost will be lost again. Or you may choose to ensure that those who survive in this universe will continue to live, in which case, the Earth, will disappear, and the human race will eventually go extinct, as the cosmos' ether is inevitably exhausted. That still doesn't explain how the human race still exists now. Are they all just ether constructs? Or is it just that life existed on other worlds? And if that's the case, why is it all tethered to the existence of Earth then? Happy and Pino look on, worried. Shiki then speaks up, saying the consequences cannot be changed. Rebecca once again calls out to Shiki, worried, as Shiki says, we'll make our own future. I won't let anyone kill my friend. You have to disappear. Mother. Rebecca smiles at him, and Mother does not have a displeased look on her face, but she does close her eyes again. She simply says, that's good. You had the choice to be a hero or a demon king. I see you chose to be the demon king. That's why there's the name the Demon King. You know, I did wonder about that for the longest time. It's like, why do you keep calling him the Demon King? It's like, well, that's just the role that Ziggy chose. It's like, no, it apparently goes a lot deeper than that. But then what now? Void knew that Shiki was going to choose this? That raises even more questions then. I mean, let's be real. Shiki was obviously going to choose this. Really, this was always the only choice that Shiki was going to make. But I feel like there has to be more to it than this. Well, Mother dissipates, and as this happens, suddenly things start to distort around Ziggy and Void. Ziggy looks around saying, well, what the spaces? And Void simply smiles saying, Mother is disappearing. It looks like I win. And seriously, the choice Shiki made is like, it feels like such a no-brainer. But at the same time, it's like, okay, then what now? That's the big question. Because, like, Void got what he wanted. Void got what he wanted. So what does this all mean? What's Ziggy's perspective on all of this gonna be? It's very obvious we're gonna have some power friendship. We'll make our own future. I mean, he essentially just said that. Find a way to avert the future that has been ordained for us and yada yada yada. But how then? That's also the question. Ether will eventually run out across the cosmos. Humanity will eventually disappear. I mean, humanity should eventually disappear to some degree. Let's face it, an extra, 40,000 years is, pretty good all things considered. Then again, no. When did humanity drop out before the future where robots are the only ones left? I don't remember. I don't know, feels like humanity had a pretty good run, because all things considered. And the fact that Ziggy only knew the shining stars for like a couple of weeks, that kind of makes a lot of their faith in Ziggy kind of weird. I mean, will Shiki even tell them any of this? And then there's still the question of something drives the shining stars way too hard for it to all be fake. That's the thing that gets me. And on the one hand, Hermit and Valkyrie were very much shaped by certain experiences. Hermit's unfortunate history with Mueller, Valkyrie's history with Homura, those were very formative. But for Sister, she didn't really have any real close connections outside of Moscow. And then Witch was essentially just dormant the entire time. What does that mean in the long run? And considering Ziggy's mission has kind of ended in failure, what becomes of him now? And Void got what he wanted. I doubt he's gonna stop trying to kill humanity, but he got what he wanted. There's obviously so much more that still needs to happen. We still have Voracious Says Galactica that need to be dealt with. There's just so obviously so much more. But I'm really at a loss for what happens next. We've really taken a turn into a direction that I can't even really fathom to a certain degree, and I'm fascinated where Mashima goes from here on out. The twists alone have been worth it. Like, some of these twists have been like, whoa. So, honestly speaking, Mashima would have to drop the ball hard for all of this to end in an unsatisfying way. But you never know. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and hope to see you later. Till then, bye-bye.